Alpha males are back, back, boy, back. And the alpha males are back.
Just as delicious as you can imagine.
The alpha males are back, boy, back. And the alpha males are back.
Just want to degrade the white man.
Alpha.
All right, welcome back to another, this is a special Saturday edition of The Black and the Brit. What's up, Giles?
What's going on, Corey?
Everything is everything. Everything is wrong.
Nice of you to be on time today again.
Well, listen, man, I would tell you what happened, but you wouldn't believe me, so I'm not going to tell you. So, anyway, it's good to be here another day. How was Bali, man?
Bali was good fun.
Was it?
It was good fun. Apart from how dead it is, like everything, all the local stuff is all shut up. But we were right on the beach, and it was just beautiful to see an empty beach all to ourselves.
That's I was wondering about that. I was thinking about going, but I'm still a little nervous about flying. Because, did you guys take Air Asia or Lion?
I took
Lion Air?
I took Air Asia, and it was very easy. I went through and had the rapid test at their center, and I went straight to the airport. It was all good. Everything was on time. Perfect.
Man, perfect. I wish everything could be perfect. Wish every day could be like this.
Even Air Asia was on time, Corey.
It's Lion Air you got to worry about.
You were lying this morning.
Oh, I wasn't lying,
You were lying
man.
in.
I wasn't lying. So check this out, man.
I just woke up.
All right, so check this out. So remember the last time I told you about my phone getting stolen, right? So I had a little situation at the house last night, and I couldn't rest around the bitch because, I had my reckless eyeball her ass all night, make sure she didn't wake up like a zombie and start taking shit, running out my apartment. So I had to eyeball her all night. And then when she finally left, that's when I fell asleep. So anyway, it's, that's why I was late, because I ended up falling into a deep sleep, and I just thought I was taking a little nap, little nappy nap. But, today we have a special guest. But this time I really do mean it. I'm serious about it this time. We have a special guest. He is our resident fantasy football expert. Have you ever won some shit, Luke?
Second's the best I've done so far.
You know what's amazing? Both of these scumbags are Brits. They're Brits. And they have won the fantasy league, betwixt the two of them. Giles, you won how many times?
I've won the league once, but that was with the school one. Remember years ago with Chris Dickey? Oh yeah, okay. I had the best scoring thing, 14-2. So
he's won the league. He's came in second. I've come in at the best 6th or 7th in an 8-man league. All right, our resident fantasy football. He's going to be here for us to piss off both of our female listeners.
So check out the description, because we'll tell you when to fast forward when we start talking about fantasy
football. Yeah, we're going to be
football.
talking about fantasy football in our next segment. We're going over some draft. This is inside lingo for those who know. Sleepers, booms, and busts, because the season is about ready to kick off in 2 weeks, I believe.
2 weeks.
Yeah, yes. We have our draft next week.
We've got a draft party next weekend. So, ladies, you ain't going to want to hear about that. Look at this guy. He ain't doing no research, just like I told you. He wasn't going to do it. Anyway.
I've already got my picks. I'm just looking at what people are thinking.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to talk about what has been happening in the news. Well, one of the big stories that I read really quickly was, since I got two Brits here, maybe you guys could add some more knowledge, add another perspective about this cheating, I won't say cheating scandal, this academic entry exam scandal. What do you guys got to say?
So we're talking about the A-levels and the GCSEs, yeah? So from what I know and understand, because of the situation, the scores were based on a calculation.
Prediction, wasn't it?
Prediction, but mock assessments weren't used. It was more predicted grades from the teachers and previous scores from the schools that they had got in the previous year's exams. So, like I said to you, my young brother, 18, he took his A-levels, was predicted B's and C's, and then came back as 2 D's and a C. So he was extremely, extremely disappointed. But since then, they've reversed their stance on it and gone with the predicted grades of
That's
the
good.
B's and C's. So, but what it's done in turn, it's really messed up the students' applications to universities. So they had conditional, unconditional offers. These then were refused and taken back because students didn't get the scores that they were hoping for and expected. Then the reversal again, but it created a huge backlog with the universities. So it's
Yeah. So there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that get predicted, say, a B,
Yeah.
and then they fuck up the test and get a C or a D. And on the other flip side, there's people are predicted to get like a C or a B and end up acing the test and getting A's. So those conditional offers. So conditional offer, like, so universities. So
I had a conditional offer. I know what that means.
Yeah. So for marine biology at Plymouth, I think it was 2 A's and a B you needed. It was a conditional offer, and unless you got an unconditional offer, where that just meant all the kids had got unconditional offers. Like I had an unconditional offer for Harriet Watt and Bangor. So if I wanted to go to those, I could just sit back and kick back and do nothing because they would accept me no matter what.
Yeah.
So a lot of these kids that had conditional offers that then got given shitty grades.
I got a conditional offer in high school. That's how bad I was.
So these kids are like, it's basically affecting their university degrees or their chance of going to university.
So basically, if I'm not mistaken, because it didn't make sense to me, because they're talking about A levels and, like you said, the prediction. What they call it? The predicted scores, right?
the expected grades.
The expected grades. Who is basing this? Because, I mean, this kind of ties into what we're talking about as well. It's like if the teacher is the one that is predicting this, then what about those kids like myself, like who they were just projecting low grades on? You know what I'm saying? That they weren't expecting much out of. So if they ask them, "What's my predicted score?" I don't think a teacher should have that kind of power over your life.
No.
Either way,
There's always going to be that certain level of bias that comes with any grading where you're
Corey
predicting
King,
kids,
fuck him.
kids'
E.
future. Like, there's always going to be that level of bias. So, I think what they've done is they've done with this algorithm thinking that it's going to work. It turns out that it was something that didn't work, that was thought through extremely poorly. But after all the sort of challenges to it and people reapplying and trying to get their grades increased, a week difference of then coming back and changing it and reversing it, I think is the best of a bad situation.
yeah, because like I said, just like being on the outside looking in, you can see how this system like this is just kind of set up to perpetuate already existing like imbalances in your education systems.
Because these GCSEs, especially the A levels, are very, very like strict. Like they're like the examining bodies. So like your paper will get taken from the school, and it will go to a random person in somewhere else in the country where they mark it. So like AQA, I forget the other one.
EdXL.
Yeah, so they would mark it. It's not like the teachers collect it and then they mark it at home. It gets passed out, so there's no bias. Like even like when you go to the toilet, like a teacher has to follow you to the toilet.
Yeah.
Make sure you're not cheating. All this stuff. So it's like very, very, very.
How can you assure that there's no bias? I mean, I understand like it because it's not being graded by teachers within that institution.
Yeah.
But they can see like, oh, this is Giles Tivington or whatever. You know what I mean?
Anonymous.
It's anonymous.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the names, the school.
Yeah, so it's just
where
a
they're
number.
From. It's you have your student number.
That sounds
your
fair.
exam
That sounds
code.
fair, actually.
216267888. I think my number was.
Giles remembers some shit. Shout out to Giles for actually remembering some useless shit.
Well, it might not be correct.
Yeah.
We can't challenge that.
Yeah. Google it and it comes
Yeah,
out to be
Google it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Giles
6.
A levels. I don't know what I had, but yeah. So I'm glad you guys were here to kind of, shed some light because it doesn't make sense. Well, we have something similar in the SAT systems, but it's not. But the SAT body is like it's an outside body that is not governed. Has nothing to do with any school you go to. So a teacher doesn't have that. A teacher can't influence what your scores can be, but however, a teacher can like influence you in terms of like the letters that they write for you, or refuse to write for you, for that matter. So a teacher does have some sway in the application process in terms of going to the university and beyond. But in No, there's no this like A levels thing where they can like say, I think this person's going to do that, which is like it's a weird thing for me, but it is what it is. That's why I needed you guys to explain it.
Yeah, well, it says now like the students will be now awarded the highest grade either predicted by their teacher or awarded by standardization.
Yeah. So that was the reversal they did. So the students now have the option to take if their
predicted score was higher.
than they got, then
That's
they
what
can
makes
go.
sense. That makes sense in any scenario.
Of course.
Yeah, so cool. I'm glad they're sorting that out. Hopefully these kids can go on, move on with their lives and join the matrix like the rest of us. You know what I mean? Go, welcome to this mindless existence like the rest of the world. Come on in. We need some more people to exploit. Excuse me. Let me get off my Marxist soapbox. Giles, what else is happening in the news? I sent you some stories.
You didn't send me anything.
Come on, man. Cut it out. No,
Did you?
I did. And of course, he didn't read any of those. So what I'm proposing is, oh my God.
What, right wing?
Oh,
Dilbert?
this Dilbert dude.
Dilbert?
I don't know if you've seen this guy. Dilbert?
I don't know. No.
He was spewing some bullshit.
He was trying to find in Joe Biden's name. He can find 666.
Let's listen to this because I'm gonna play it really quickly. I'm gonna play it quickly for you, and we're gonna listen to this damn nonsense, this rambling, and see if you can make any sense of what he's talking about. Let's see, Dilbert. Where's he at? Have you ever watched that cartoon?
No.
The comic strip.
Yeah, the comic strip cartoon.
I know it. Yeah, I know it.
Okay, that's the guy.
He's worth $80 million.
I don't know how, but whatever.
So Scott Adam, the creator.
Scott Adam, yeah, okay.
With an S, Adams.
Adams, yes, yeah.
I know I sent it to Luke. Here we go.
You didn't.
You sent it to me.
Oh, I sent it to Giles. All right, we're gonna listen to this bullshit. I mean, excuse me. I won't bias. I won't
It's too
give
late
you
for
my
that.
bias
We
opinion.
already got the bias in there.
We're gonna listen.
Now think of the next letter in Joe. It's an O. Do you know if you took the capital letter J, just imagine.
All right, he's talking about the satanic messages hitting in the name Joe Biden. Just want to get everybody up to speed.
Do you know if you took the capital letter J, just imagine the capital letter J in your mind. Now think of the next letter in Joe. It's an O. Now just move in your mind the O to the left until it's on top of the J. It's a backward 6. So that's the J and the O, the form of backward 6. Now suppose the next letter is the lowercase e. What does a lowercase e look like if you turn it upside down? Well, it looks like a 6. So you got the J and the O together. If you combine them, it looks like a backward 6. You've got the lowercase e that looks like an upside down 6, but that's just 2 6s. 6 6 wouldn't be anything, right? But the next letter is capital B for Biden. And capital B is where you hide your 6. So even JOEB is 666. What is left of the word Biden if you take out the B, because that's where the 6 is hiding? What's left of the word Biden, are you ready for this? IDEN. IDEN. Identity. 666. Identity. That's what Joe Biden's name actually is.
Guys, what do you make of that horseradish?
He's got too much money and not enough sense.
Yeah, it looks like he's sitting somewhere in a yacht or a mansion. He got too much free time to be thinking about some silly shit like that. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to point this out because, well, not only is the guy rich, right? He's got influence because he's been on a few big interviewing platforms like Vlad TV. Try to get him on the show. What do we say about this bullshit? But
can't be any weirder than McCaffrey.
Cannot be any weirder than that. But my point was, but this guy and others like him, they've been falling down these weird rabbit holes about like QAnon, all these weird conspiracy theories that they're spreading on the internet. But people are listening to this guy. Why? Because he's a person of wealth. He has some status within American society. I don't know about British society. But some people are taking this guy seriously, and it's been like a plethora of these celebrities like spitting this like kind of pseudoscience or just blatantly false conspiracy theories, and they're proliferating this stuff, man. Unfortunately, like this has made its way through the highest levels of American government. Like the president is believing a lot of this bullshit. I mean, it's scary to think like this is our future with these people, and they're now in. They used to be on the fringes. Now they have worked themselves squarely into like the halls of power. Man, this is a scary time, man.
Well, it's an election year, isn't it? People are going to be coming out of the woodwork because on the one side of things you've got Donald Trump, on the other side you've got Joe Biden. Both have their flaws, and so people are going to try and exploit that against them.
Joe Biden is the devil worship, though. The devil in Joe Biden's name.
People are going to believe that.
I know that's what I'm talking about. It's like, come on, man. These people are spinning this. I mean, excuse me. Regardless of he didn't say he was leaning either way, but I have to believe that because of what he's doing, he's probably a pro-Trump guy.
He's pro-Trump, of course he is.
Okay. So let's assume that. How about I don't like the guy, Joe Biden. I'm voting for Trump. Leave it at that. With his influence, that's enough of a mess. That's enough of a statement right there to influence a lot of people. Just to, okay, I'm voting for Trump. Here's the reasons why I think you should vote for Trump too. That's simple enough.
Of course it is, but he's gonna gain more traction. He's gonna get more reports in the news. It's gonna go to a wider spread audience, saying some mental bollocks like that.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, it came across my radar because it was so outrageous, right? Like,
exactly.
If you would have just been saying some, just like what I said, I probably wouldn't have heard about it. But this guy is, well, like I said, he's got money, he's got influence, and unfortunately, people are looking to this guy for political advice, and they might have more credible sources. Giles, what you think?
I think it's all bullshit. I think he's just bored, sat there doing nothing, just spitting bollocks. It could be just a joke.
No, I don't think so. I've heard the guy talk like he's on some far. I won't call him crazy, but he's definitely of the far right.
You got all that money, and all you got to do is create some little doodles for a newspaper.
Hey man, I wish I could have done that. But anyway, we won't spend too much time on that, man, because it's already a sad situation in the States. It's getting sadder every day. But
yeah, especially the news.
Oh no!
Yeah.
That is, no, we gotta take a Black and the Brit pause. I was just glancing at Giles. We were about to cut to a commercial, and then read that. You know what? We're gonna cut to a commercial real quick. I'm gonna gather my thoughts about it, and we'll be right back with more Black and the Brit. Stay tuned.
All right, we're back.
Yeah, we are back. Oh, man, right before that, I got caught off guard looking at that news that, we just got just reading the headlines that Chadwick Boseman, those of you most know him as T'Challa in Black Panther, has passed away at age 43 from colon cancer. So, I was blindsided. It's kind of personal to me. Because some of you know, I used to go to college and used to actually hang out with the director, Ryan Coogler. We used to hang out back in the days, back in college. Cool guy, but so my friend directed that film, and so through him, like hit kind of close to home for me. And Chadwick was a good guy, man. I really enjoyed his films.
There's been a lot of actors, a lot of people shouting out saying that he's a real nice guy. And
yeah.
Fuck 2020.
I know, man. This has been a rough year. So listen, in all fairness, I just want to say that due to the nature of a colon inspection, I probably won't be long for this earth either. So, Giles, we're going to have a one-man show in a few months here because anybody sticking nothing up my butt. Nobody.
I had it once, the doctors.
Really?
Yeah. I had a stomach ulcer, and they said she needs to... check up at me. I was like, oh, what's going on? And then, I was soon I was just bending over the little thing, and then
Not knees to the chest.
no,
That's usually the way.
just bent. I was
Knees
just
to the chest and breathe in.
bent over, and she shoved a finger all the way up there, knuckles deep.
Ooh, Lord. Listen, I'm going to do it just like all the other diseases I catch. Just give me whatever you think I got. Just give me the medicine for it. And if that don't work, I'll be back. Man, you ain't sticking nothing up my ass. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll just be a dead nigga too. Anyway, with that being said, every time I say that, take a shot.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Chadwick. We just had a sip for you. Pour a little out for the homie. Pour a little liquor out for the homie. We're going to get into it now. Listen, I was just made aware that we may have overhyped the expectations for our guest.
No.
Not at all.
May have overhyped it. So listen, I want to reintroduce you guys to the world's worst fantasy football pontificator on the planet. Don't give him no round of applause. Luke, here we go. We're going to give you... No, wait.
That would do.
I've lost all my... Yeah, that's it.
That would do.
All right, he's done. He's opened up the microwave. Take him out, man. He's done. All right, you ready to do this, Luke?
I'm ready as ever, baby.
Yo, fantasy football. I can't believe it. You know, when I first started playing, I probably started playing somewhere around, because I used to be working. So I want to say around 2003, 2005, I started seeing the seriousness of it pick up in the States. You know, it was just like inter-office pools and stuff like that. And then you started hearing about all the money being generated. You got YouTube channels that are dedicated year round to fantasy fucking analysis and draft picks and all that kind of stuff. It's huge. Fantasy football is huge. And so me personally, I was never really big into fantasy. I was always into football, but not the fantasy. And fantasy requires a bit more level of analysis as opposed to, me. I'm just doing the eyeball test. I just know who's on the field, who ain't on the field, all that kind of stuff. And based on the teams I like, don't like, and I kind of pick off of that. But that's not a effective strategy. Obviously, as you see, I lost. I've been losing for the last 10 years, so haven't won anything. So we run into somebody that can. Well, Giles won too, but Giles don't know what the fuck he's doing. He just. But I mean, to be fair,
the first year I won, I think I just moneyballed it because
that was it, man.
Everyone was American in it, and they're all going by emotions and like, oh, fuck that guy, he plays for the Chiefs, fuck that guy, and all this stuff. And I was just like, well, no, on paper he looks like he's going to be doing quite well, so I'll take him. I remember I picked up that was the year I picked up Odell Beckham.
Odell, that's right.
On the waiver wire.
Season?
Yeah,
it was rookie season.
His rookie season, and then 2 games in, he had that catch, and then he just blew up after that catch.
Blew up. So anyway, we got our 2 resident Brits talking about some American football. Let's get this thing started. Let's get it started. All right, hold on. Where's my drum roll? This is not my. That ain't my drum roll. I don't know what.
Stop pressing it. Then.
Yes, whatever.
Keep.
All right, my effects ain't working.
Production is good as always.
Only the best for our illustrious guests. What do you, Luke? Since you are the guest, you started up. Go ahead, Giles.
Yeah, Luke said what we should do is do a boom, bust, and sleepers. So
I'm ready. But this is his segment, so I want him to take over, man. You talk about draft analysis.
What's a boom?
A strategy. Go ahead, man.
So boom, bust, sleeper.
Sorry.
Yeah, boom, bust, sleeper. So you're looking at players potentially who are going under the radar. Like you've got your Christian McCaffreys, you've got your Saquon Barkleys, who they're going to have 100%, 99% share.
I just want to clarify for the audience: he's not talking about furniture. These are human beings' names. He's not talking about trees in a forest. These are people. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, year in, year out, they're going to have this 100% share. Every league is going to have a team that has this player on it. So a boom player is potentially someone that you'll get that other teams wouldn't be looking at. And we use the term breakout, that this season, like Odell did in his rookie season, he had a breakout season. Potentially for a wide receiver, you're looking over 1,000 yards receiving. So for a bust player is somebody who, again, like Odell Beckham has been, where everyone expects him to do very well and comes below par. And then your sleepers are people you generally try and find at the end of the draft who...
that nobody has ever heard of, basically. These guys that are not expected to play. However, though, I think, with the with the league being as it is, I mean, with the whole year, right, with the corona situation and the virus spreading, and also just because of the inactivity of people not knowing if they didn't have a traditional training camp this year.
No.
And they didn't have the preseason games.
Well,
so
they're sitting out training camps.
I think this year, in terms of like being aware of who are the next guys up on your rosters, right? You might got your studs all lined up, but this year, because of the situation, I think it's going to be extremely important to keep abreast of who are those next guys up on the roster, because those could be potential breakout and sleepers too.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. So, well, Giles, you want to start with your boom player? Okay, I'll offer it to Corey then, or I go?
You want my boom?
Your boom player first, yeah.
This is the player I think that's going to give me back immeasurable returns, right?
It's going to break out, yeah.
Oh, a breakout player?
This is your boom player. Someone who's going to do better than expected.
Oh, better than expected. Oh, I like that one. Thank you. Better than expected. I believe, and listen, don't nobody steal my draft strategies. I ain't going to tell you what round that I would take him in, but I'm telling you, you definitely want this guy on the roster. My main man, Ryan Tannehill. And this is why I'm going for Ryan Tannehill, because they didn't ask him to do a goddamn thing last year. Just stand there and be white. Just throw the ball. They didn't ask him to do anything, and he still was a very effective quarterback, because prior to that they had what's his name? Mariota.
Mariota, yeah.
Couldn't stay on the field, man. Couldn't stay on the field. You know what I mean? Guy falling off the bench, breaking his neck. Anyway, so they bring in Ryan Tannehill. They go on a winning streak, rip off 7 straight, make it all the way to the AFC Championship game without asking him to do much. Yeah. He only played 4 games last year. I mean, he only played 4 season games, and then with the playoff run. So a whole year with the team all together, and they just re-upped Derrick Henry's contract. But they just gave Ryan Tannehill a boatload of money too, so it's not like he's going to have to perform as well. So he's under a bit of pressure. I think he's going to deliver. Ryan Tannehill, that's my boom player right there.
I think they're going to go. Titans will go 10 wins. I think they're going to.
But I'm saying in terms of the production this year, because it was very heavily swayed towards what's his name, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Very heavily on the running game side, but because they've invested this money in Tannehill, got rid of Mariota, you know what I mean? So he ain't got to look over his shoulder. There's going to be a lot more expectations on Tannehill. He's always been a good player. The guy and he's super athletic, so he's got potential.
He's making yards. He runs a lot.
He's got potential. You got potential on the ground. He's got potential in the air. I think this guy, like I said, when I'm drafting, if he's still available, I'll say 5th, 6th round.
Well, we're doing an auction draft, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's a guy I'm willing to put up $4, $5, $6. It depends on what the budget is.
You can get him at 2. You can get
what your smudge it is. If you on a big, you got a big, you on a little smudge it, $2, $3 for Ryan Tannehill. That's going to bring you back over and above what you've invested in them. That's going to be quality investment. That's my pick right there. Boom.
Okay, so my boom players are both wide receivers. So I've gone for Calvin Ridley at the Falcons. I think Falcons are reportedly going to be making the most pass attempts.
Yeah.
They've got Julio Jones, who's going to be matched up with your Jalen Ramseys, your best cornerbacks in the league. Mm-hmm. The other side of him is Calvin Ridley, who had a great season last year, was overshadowed by Julio Jones, and like their defense is terrible. So they're going to be playing from behind.
Then they got rid of Beasley, right? Got rid of Beasley this year. Got rid of a lot of the defensive players. The Falcons haven't looked good since they lost that Super Bowl.
No, they've not. No, but they've still got
28-3.
Matt Ryan, I think, is going to do well. But Matt Ryan is always there in the top 10.
Yeah, in terms of his passing stats, but they've been like meaningless points, right? Yeah. I mean, meaningless statistics and everything. He just doesn't. Well, they haven't translated into wins for the team. So I like what's his name? I like Matt Ryan, but the team hasn't done anything. But I mean, fantasy football is not about that. It's not about wins and losses. It's about individual statistics.
They always have big scores, though, the Falcons.
They do, yeah.
Like,
because they're playing from behind.
Yeah, so when they're playing, like, the big games, always when they're playing New Orleans, the Saints, it's always like a 54-40 something. So, like,
that's a rivalry game. That's why.
Yeah. And the other one, other wide receiver, I think is going to do well, and he's a little bit less known than Calvin Ridley, but Calvin Ridley's going
Don't choose
sort
my
of
one.
rough average of like 40th in the overall stats, which I think is crazy. But Deontay Johnson for
thank God.
the Steelers.
Okay.
They've got Juju as their number one, but Deontay Johnson, last year he made the most yards after the catch. And so I will be in for both of them. I have my values and how much I want to spend on them, but I will certainly be in for both of them because I think they'll be real profitable wide receivers at a good, nice price. Giles?
I like it.
Mine's a wide receiver as well. So last year I fucked up with my draft because I was trying to bid up a player, thinking that someone's going to pay a lot more for him. So I went for Tyreek Hill and I bidded $50 and I ended up winning him. And then he went and got injured, but I managed to pick up the number 2 wide receiver or his backup, Mecole Hardman.
Yeah, Mecole Hardman.
Hardman. I think he's going to have a breakout season. He's just going to boom. He was on fire last year when he did play, when he was on his own. And I think with the offense and with Mahomes slinging those bombs, I think he's going to score a load, and he's going to be on my radar. I want to pick him up. I'm going to save a couple dollars for him.
I'm not going anywhere near him.
Really?
I don't think he's going to be doing much.
He had on 20.7 yards after. Was it yards per catch last year? He was only 4 yard. He had to get 4 more receptions last year in order to qualify for the rankings, and he would have blown everyone else out of the water.
Oh well, that's not something I knew.
And my other one was as a QB. I think Danny Dimes Jones, the New York Giants. I think he's going to do well.
Yeah,
because
Daniel Jones is going to have a good season.
He had no receivers last year. Everyone was fucking busted up, and now everyone's healthy so far.
I don't
Slayton's
know, man.
good. He's got Barkley out the backfield.
Golden Tate
there.
Tate's getting old, man. Tate was old when I was young. So I don't know how he's still in the league. When I wanted to say, but in terms of all the reports coming out of New York, man, they haven't been getting off to a rock. They have been getting off to a rocky start in terms of this coach. What's his name?
Joe
Piscopo, whatever his name is.
Out of the college teams.
Yeah, man. This college coach. He's been doing some real unorthodox stuff that hasn't been going over well.
They've got Jason Garrett though as his offensive coach.
But Jason Garrett's not like a real assertive personality. Like the stuff that this guy's pulling in terms of like making people run. Like if you let's say you 3 minutes late, you're 2 minutes late. We're talking about adults making people run laps, coaches and everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you should be doing a hell of a lot of laps then.
Joe Judge.
I would have been in shape. I would have definitely been in shape fucking with him. But
You'd have to run from your apartment here.
anyway, but in turn, that works. That might work well in a collegiate environment where you have all the authority, right, and all the payers are not being paid, and all your assistants, they know that they got to kiss your ass in order for them to get to the next level of potentially getting a head coaching spot. In the pros where everybody's getting paid, like man, I ain't getting paid for this.
But again, this is a team that's also going to be playing from behind. They're not going to do very much in their division. They've got the Eagles, they've got the Redskins. Obviously, Redskins are garbage. Well,
They're not the Redskins anymore.
Washington FC. And who else is in there? Oh, the Cowboys, of course. So they're going to be playing from behind. So Jones, I was reading about Jones this morning. He's bulked up. He's bigger than he was last season.
Who is Jones?
Daniel Jones.
Oh,
QB.
Danny Jones. I'm sorry. That's who we talk. I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
So, and their receiving core's good. They've got Slayton. They've got Golden Tate. They've got Sterling Shepard. They've got Engram. And again, they've got a good O-line, but their defense is they're gonna be losing points.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, so let's move on to. We've all got our bust out, our booms, right?
Yeah, all the booms.
All the booms out the way. So let's get to our next category. Luke, go ahead.
So my bust this year, I've gone for Mike Evans at the Bucks because he's consistently going around like $40 for. Let's have a look here, actually. So $40 for Mike Evans, but he's generally a speedster, so he will get past.
Not Mike Evans. He's not really. He's a tall guy.
Mike Evans he catches a lot of balls down the field.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
not in the slot.
Meaning, like he's not considered a speedster, but he's a guy that can just throw the ball in the air and he's gonna get it.
Yeah, here we go.
Because he's like 6'8". He's humongous.
He's number 7, Mike Evans. So he's who people expect to be a wide receiver 1. And with Brady throwing to him, who generally goes
Short
passes.
Yeah, man.
That's not Edelman.
I think that's going to be Godwin's ball all day.
Yeah, the tight end. Gronkowski's there now.
I don't think Gronk's going to do shit. But certainly Mike Evans, I think, is in for a tough season.
Yeah, because they don't. The Patriots will not the Patriots, but Brady doesn't throw the ball. The Bucs are gonna acquiesce. They're gonna fit the system to do what Tom Brady does. That's basically he's taken over the whole thing since he's gotten there. And his thing, as you said, crossing patterns, shallow throws out the backfield. So the running backs in a Brady type of system, running backs, your tight ends, they're gonna do very well. It wasn't until he had like Randy Moss that I ever see them like chucking the ball down the field. And I don't think they're going to start because he's old. He's got a noodle arm now.
He doesn't have the arm, does he?
He does not.
He's not able to throw.
So
like Mahomes.
that's a good pick. That's a good. Yeah, damn, sucks. I mean, it would suck to be Mike Evans because all this time your team has been garbage, but you've been getting your numbers, right?
Yeah, he had Winston thrown to him. Jameis Winston would
throw it to anybody.
He would throw 4 picks in a game, but he would also throw that 90-yard touchdown.
He'd also be throwing to me on
Brady's
the bench over there by the ice cooler.
He's not going to throw a 90-yard touchdown, is he?
Nah, he is not going to do that. But in terms of being Mike Evans, right? You've been on this team all these years. Your team is garbage. Now you get Tom Brady. Yeah, you're going to win, but it ain't going to be because of you. It's going to be because of some other stuff that's happening. And you ain't going to get the numbers that you've been accustomed to. That means you ain't going to get the love when you go up in the club. Ain't nobody going to know who Mike Evans is no more. Like, Mike who? Mike who? Who? Mike Evans? Who? You guys too young for Mike Jones. Anyway.
Well, I do also have a sort of bold bust pick. I'm going to go with my team's namesake and Ezekiel Elliott. I think he's in for a rough season this year. I think Dallas are going to be passing their receivers. They've got Amari Cooper, they've got Michael Gallup, they've got Blake Jarwin. At tight ends, they've got CD Lamb, who looks great coming from reports out of preseason. I think Elliott's going to get worked, but Elliott's been. I read something crazy like his college and his pro stats, like the amount of times he's just been worked into the ground and
carrying the ball like tons and tons of times.
I think if anyone is to pick up a running back from Dallas, then that should be Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard, who will come in and be the handcuff for Elliott, because I think he's going to have a tough season. And with Mike McCarthy from the Packers there now as a head coach, Packers generally, they weren't, other than Aaron Jones last year, and that wasn't Mike McCarthy, they're generally not a run-heavy offense. They're a pass-heavy offense.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be replicated in what the Cowboys do. And I think the Cowboys will do well this year. But Ezekiel Elliott, I don't think will be at his high numbers that he's used to. Yeah,
well, I think in terms of because they've got this Dak. Well, they're paying him on the franchise tag this year, so they've got this contract lingering in the future, and Dak is under a lot of pressure to perform well. I believe he will. He's been nothing but a consummate pro. I like Dak Prescott. As I said, I like what you said in terms of Ezekiel Elliott. They're just gonna They're gonna run the wheels off that motherfucker and then just chuck him off the side. But that's why he was right for holding out last year. Honestly,
yeah.
Because if he didn't, they would just kept running his ass in the ground.
He's the highest paid running back in the
league
now?
If not now, when? Because they would have just kept feeding him the ball like they did with DeMarco Murray.
Yeah.
And then once he started asking for his money, holla. Get your money somewhere else, partner. But I agree with Luke. What say you, Giles?
I got two busts. I think DeAndre Hopkins at the Cardinals, I think he's not going to do too well. New offense, Kyler Murray he's a second-year rookie.
And he's short.
He's short, yeah. He is so short. It's like Pee-wee.
Yeah, he's 5'8".
Yeah.
He's tiny.
He'll give Doobs a run for his money. Hey, Doobs, I know you're listening. Yeah, I just don't think he's going to do that well. It's tough going into a new offense, learning the playbook. Kyler Murray's there still. But Kyler Murray's game is quite high up on the stats, like predicted
he
points.
was rookie quarterback of the year. He was in the top 8 last year.
Yeah, but they were playing from behind a lot too.
They were, yeah.
He's slinging the ball all over the place.
So fantasy-wise, it's probably good because he gets a lot of that garbage points, and we love garbage points.
We
in
love
fantasy.
Garbage points.
Well, he's a runner as well.
Yeah, and he
It's
runs.
like picking up a girl at
Yeah.
4 a.m. in the morning. We love those garbage points. Those garbage hoes.
Dumpster diving.
Dumpsters. Yeah, that's it. You're the last one. You'll do.
Yeah, you'll
Come
be
on.
all right. I'll take it.
Yeah. Don't let anyone see me walk out here.
Yo, in terms, is Fitzgerald coming back this year?
Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah, he's there.
Fitzgerald.
Damn, he's old. He was old when I was young.
Well,
That's how old Fitzgerald is.
They've got Christian Kirk there as well.
But my bust
who's a good player. I don't think that Hopkins will get. I agree with you. He won't be getting the ball share. He won't be getting the 26-27%.
And he'll be in double coverage, and he'll just
He
get.
will be, yeah.
So, and I have a running back as well, Dalvin Cook. I don't think he's going to do that well this year.
Well, he's not getting his contract, is he?
Yeah.
Right now.
Well,
he's going to hold out.
That's the thing, man, because they've been running him in the ground.
They have handcuffs.
And he's not like an elusive runner. He's not an elusive runner, so it's either straight up the hole, take on 5-6 guys, boom, 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 and then it's 5 yards, cloud of dust, all that kind of stuff.
Well, he was fantastic last year.
He was
well off my radar. He was a real surprise to how he did. He slowed down, but his first sort of 6, 7, 8 games, I think he was like running back 1, 2, or 3. He was well up there.
No, so who we going for bust this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, still busts.
I'm going. Ooh, man! Oh, we're still doing the bust. Yeah. Hold on. Well, let me see my list. I'm going with Kareem Hunt, man. Kareem Hunt is. Yeah, they're just not gonna. They're not gonna do anything. Well, excuse me. He's gonna be splitting time right now with the rookie back.
They got Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb's
going to.
third year.
Oh, he got traded, right?
He's at the Browns.
No.
The Browns. That's
Well,
Kareem Hunt.
He got dropped after he beat up that woman in a hotel. By
Yeah,
the Chiefs,
yeah. That's right.
And then Browns picked him up.
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely saying he's definitely going to be a bust. Kareem Hunt, because Nick Chubb is the better running back, to be quite honest. Nick Chubb catches the ball. Kareem catches the ball, fairly well. Nick Chubb is the better running back. I believe the Browns are going to be playing from behind a lot again, as usual. So they're going to be slinging it all over the place. That team is not going to be very good. My expectations for the Browns are less than 5 wins. 5 wins or fewer. So I am predicting, because they're not going to be able to be running the ball if they're down by 10, 15 points third quarter. So I don't think that's going to – I know for a fact that will not be a good team.
Hunt catches the ball. Nick Chubb is not a receiving back.
I think it's going to be a bust.
But
It's going to be a bust.
Hunt is the receiving back. I
think that's my pick for fantasy bust, because he missed so much time last year. You couple that with the fact that he didn't get to there wasn't a big training camp, and they're switching coaches and everything. New coaching staff.
Kitchens is out, isn't he?
Nah, man. I don't think Kareem Hunt is going to bust a grape in a fruit fight. So that's just my honest assessment of the situations.
I personally, I think I'll be looking at Hunt. Last year, Nick Chubb was my guy. I didn't go in for McCaffrey. I didn't go in for Saquon. I didn't go in for any of the big guys. Nick Chubb was my number 1 RB, and he did well. But I think we all saw it when Kareem Hunt came back after his 8-game layoff because he was suspended, he was doing very well. He finished the season great. I think Nick Chubb will be surpassed by Kareem Hunt this season.
That's your assessment. That's why we're here. To argue out the what you call them? The argue out not the facts, but
iron out the kinks.
We're here to pontificate out the yin yang.
Yeah.
We don't know shit. All these guys, before we know, they all both gonna catch coronavirus and pass out on the field. We don't know.
This is the thing that we're dealing with, right? Obviously, I'm commissioning our league, our Jakarta league through Yahoo. We're gonna have to. In Jakarta, we get the games at midnight, and then when the clocks change around about November, then we get them from 1 a.m. on a Sunday. You're gonna have to be setting your team 30 minutes before the game, because they're going to be sit outs because people are going to contract the virus.
Yeah,
traveling city to city, like a two quarterback strategy this year is a must. I think you have to have one or two quarterbacks certainly on your bench because, if you've got Patrick Mahomes and he gets it, and you don't have anyone else, you're going to the free agency. You're not going to be able to get anyone.
I think they messed this up royally. I think they should have had like all the teams like centered somewhere on the West Coast, regardless of AFC or NFC. Had them post up in Las Vegas, right? So you post all your teams in Las Vegas. That way nobody has to travel. You got the accommodations available.
Yeah.
You can put 30 teams in. You can put 20, 15 teams in Las Vegas at one time.
They're doing
That's what I'm
at
saying.
the moment in Orlando.
They could have done that. They could have done that. And then for the East Coast teams, if you don't want to put the entire NFL right there in Las Vegas and then let them do like,
Las Vegas is probably the last place to put a load of
yeah, I know, but at the same time, what other options? I mean, Vegas is set up for a situation like this.
We're going to put you in Arkansas.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Oklahoma. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Vegas makes sense and Texas makes sense over there with in Dallas.
Well, you got Dallas, you got the Texans in there.
That's it, man. Texas is built for a situation like this because they've got all of these stadiums that can hold massive amounts of people, which we're not gonna have. But they've got facilities already established. Texas is a football.
Miami's already said they're going to let 30% in or
Dolphins
something like
got 30%. Chiefs for the opening game against the Texans in 2 weeks' time have got 25%.
But see, Texas is neutral. Like, so for instance, your team, you're in Kansas City. Your team can. I mean, your players. I mean, your fans can travel to Texas or they're in the middle. They can go to Las Vegas. They can go to Texas. Roughly 10 hours, 10, 11 hours. I mean, I know it's a bit much, but if they want to keep things, if they want to quarantine the players to keep them from risking travel and contact with people from the outside who aren't undergoing these rigorous testing as the NFL players are, the NBA players are, they should have set up a bubble. They do it every year with fucking March Madness.
They do, yeah, no, they do.
That's what March Madness is. Mm-hmm. Like they have 3 like different regions, and all of those teams in those regions play each other, and then they battle it out for the national. And they put them all in one hotel. In each team they just play in single game elimination. Blah blah blah. Go. They could have done it, but they. Anyway, we're just talking about players. Who cares? We're just talking about players.
Yeah, they don't mean shit.
They don't mean shit.
What we got for the sleepers, Giles? You can go.
Oh shit! I just lost it.
Oh,
dead air. No one likes dead air.
Go ahead, Corey.
You want me to lead off the sleepers?
Oh, okay. Yeah, go on. My one.
Oh, shut up, man. You had your turn.
Okay.
You had your turn. Now I'm going to. All right, man. Let me check my notes again. Let me get my glasses out. Ooh. Yo, man, the guy was hurt last year. I'm going to give you 2 sleepers. 2 people that nobody counting on, but I guarantee you, man, they ain't black, but they going to be back. Big Ben Roethlisberger. Listen, he's been down, and they changed the whole. Well, excuse me. He doesn't have Antonio Brown, which made him look very good over these last 10 years. Doesn't have Antonio Brown. The running back situation is a bit sketchy over there. What's his name?
James Conner.
James Conner. He's been injured, oft injured.
Well, he's recovered from cancer twice as well, so he's high risk.
Man, we ain't counting on James Conner.
No way.
James Conner ain't gonna bust a grape this year. The tight end situation. What's the guy's name? The tight end for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
McDonald.
They had McDonald and they had this other dude, weird name, right? With the
Sternberger is.
Was it Sternberger I was thinking about?
No, that's either the Packers. Who have we got?
Who's the Pittsburgh Steelers? Anyway, they've got a ton. They don't have a ton. They've got a quarterback that's got a ton of experience.
Oh, Eric Ebron.
Ephraim. That's his name. They're gonna have to lean on this guy. They're gonna have to lean on Big Ben. He's coming back. Word is he's been in shape. He's been back in the gym. He's coming in underweight for once. Don't count out Big Ben. I believe, and don't count out the Pittsburgh Steelers because they're gonna have to sling it. They're gonna have to throw it because they don't. I mean, the Pittsburghs, they're not really. They were terrible. They were only good because their defense kept them in every single game last year, and they still won like 8 games because they were getting absolutely zero production from the offensive side of the ball. This year, that is going to be different because Big Ben is going to carry that team. So look for tons and tons of passing yards from Big Ben Roethlisberger. I believe he's worth about third. No, I won't go that high. 6th or 7th round draft pick. Big Ben, he's going to be back, and people are sleeping on him because there's so many other so many other good quarterbacks you can get, younger quarterbacks. But don't underestimate his motivation this year because he saw how awful that team was last year. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they pretty much bet the house on him. I believe he's going to deliver. Ben Roethlisberger.
That's a good pick. I agree. Yeah, Roethlisberger. He wasn't my pick, but you said you had 2, right?
Oh, yeah. And another old-ass motherfucker that need to be at home on the couch with us. Phillip Rivers. Need to be over taking care of them 13 kids he got, but that's neither here nor there. He is going to, now he's going to the Indianapolis Colts. They've got great receivers. They've got great offensive line, which they did not have in San Diego. So he was getting harassed every single play, damn near every play. All right, they've got good running backs out there in Indianapolis, and more importantly, they've got a great defense. That means they ain't going to be out on the field the whole damn game, and he's getting beat up. Phillip Rivers, man, look for him to have a really, really good season.
Yeah, I think that's good, and reports are that he's gelling well with T.Y. Hilton and Paris Campbell.
I don't know why you wouldn't. All he needs is time to stand up.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? When you get on your back the whole game, it's hard to throw the ball. Go ahead, Luke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so let me just bring out my sleepers. One was a guy that was a breakout player last year, and he's getting slept on again? in drafts because of the team he's at. But it's DJ Chark. DJ Chark is going.
Oh, he's
right
on
now.
He's Jacksonville, right?
Yeah, he's around about 60th overall. He's at the Jacks, but he's a specimen. The guy. He's 6'3". He's fast as hell, and he catches everything that goes his way. And him and Minshew have such a good connection.
It's great that you said that. 6'3" is not a specimen. Like, he's not super humongous, but in terms of being not too big and not too small, it's right there in the middle where you want to be in terms of a receiver. 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
I should be a receiver then.
You should have been, but you fucking wasting your life over here with us. So anyway.
Yeah, so
Could have been Jordy Nelson.
You could have been.
Chark at 64 behind DeAndre Swift and Raheem Mostert, which he's in the wrong company there. He's going to be top 12.
Mostert was the running back for the Niners, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought he was holding out for this contract he's supposed to be. He imagines himself supposed to be worthy of. I don't know why he thinks that.
Mostert will be playing, but they're doing it in a.
Did they trade him to Jacksonville?
Yeah, they got a Brader, haven't they?
No, so Brader got traded to Dolphins.
Oh.
But then he's in a timeshare with Jordan.
Where did Mostert go?
Mostert's still at the Niners.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was holding out because he wanted this new contract.
No, Mostert's there. But he may still be waiting for a contract, but he's going to be playing. But they've also got Tevin Coleman.
Of course.
That's right, Tevin.
But Tevin is getting a little bit older. Mostert, man, he was in terms of on the ground. Coleman is more of the
Mostert was
catching passes.
He's a guy that got into the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was phenomenal.
But Coleman is still pretty fast, but he's still very good receiver. Yeah, I like both of them actually, but I thought Mostert was going to be holding out, so I thought there was a bit of a disgruntled employee syndrome going on with the 49ers. So, and I don't know what this guy expected, because if anybody knows, the Shanahans are notorious for building up running backs. They used to have Clinton Portis back in the day. What's his name? Davis to play for the Broncos. Davis, Clinton Portis. They even had the dude that went on the run with the guns. Maurice Claret. They've had running. They're notorious for like making running backs look good because of their schemes. And once they start asking for money,
that's what Shanahan does. Shanahan is
get them up out of there. Yeah, absolutely.
They got rid of their best receiver in Sanders to the Saints. They've got Deebo Samuel.
They traded Sanders to the Saints.
Yep.
Oh man, where my antennas been, man?
Yeah, Deebo Samuel, good, but he's
why.
injured. He had ankle surgery in the off season. Kendrick Bourne, pretty good.
Well, that's why they felt
player.
comfortable giving away Sanders.
Where's
Of
his
course.
beers at?
But it's Kittle. George Kittle is the receiving core there. And George
Oh,
Kittle,
yeah.
he's going to be the number one.
But they're
tight end this year.
they're trying not to pay him as well.
They'll pay him. He's the best. He's up there with Kelsey. I think he's better than Kelsey personally. He's got everything. Kittle's strong. He will push people over your secondary guys. He'll push them over, run through them, and he scores touchdowns. Like he can score a touchdown from 30 yards out. He can score a touchdown from 5 yards out. He finds that space.
Is it my go yet?
I've got one more, and this is my good one. So again, from the Colts, it's their rookie running back, Jonathan Taylor. So reports are that this guy is the same. He's a younger, better version of Derrick Henry. And we saw what Derrick Henry did last year. He was bowling over people. I do think that with that offensive line, like they've got a great offensive line, he will be finding the space for a flex player. He's a must-have.
I think this will be kind of piggybacking off Luke's point. I believe because of the situation of this year, the uniqueness of the situation this year, I believe rookies are going to be increasingly more valuable on these teams because, like most of your players that have been playing for 3, 4, 5 years, they've been coming off of they come off the off season. They tend to go home, go
fat.
eat up, and go do all this bullshit. But when you specifically as a rookie, you got to go from the draft, right? You get your team, and you ain't been paid that big money yet. So your incentive is you got to keep working because you're trying to work your way on the roster. So I think there's going to be a ton of rookie players making big impacts this year because they've just been working out the whole year because they haven't been paid to the point where they're comfortable enough so they can take off 4 or 5 months and then just go chilling.
Yeah.
They got to stay working. Giles, come on, man. Get off the phone.
Bring it home.
All right.
Bring the heat, man. Bring the heat.
My one's coming from Dallas. It's their tight end, Blake Jarwin.
I agree. Yep, I almost had him.
I think he's going to do some goodness. They're coming off of the Jason Witten final hurrah, and I think he's going to do real good.
He's good. He's a good player. I will be looking to get Jarwin in my team.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Oh yeah. Who did I?
My other one is I told you about one of my quarterbacks I wanted to go for.
Yes, you did.
Matthew Stafford. I think he's going to be in top 4, top 5 QBs this season.
He's always in the top 10.
I always pick up Stafford. I had Stafford last year. I had Stafford the year before, and this actually leads me to the point I want to bring up before I guess we have another break. But I've quite a flair at choosing that season's MVP. So 2 years ago, I chose Stafford and I chose Mahomes. Mahomes played Stafford the first week, didn't play him again, dropped him. Mahomes obviously went and got MVP. Last year, I chose Stafford again, and I chose Lamar Jackson. MVP Lamar Jackson, 1,000 rushing yards.
So basically, what you're trying to say is you got a thing for picking out MVPs. That's what I'm hearing.
So
humble brag.
I'm gonna put up who I think is going to be the MVP.
Humble
this year.
brizzag.
And if you guys want to say
Our candidate
who you
for-
think will be as well,
Yeah.
then that'll be good. But I'm going to go with Mr. Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson.
It's about time, man.
Is
He's
going
been
to
good,
get
man.
the MVP this year, and Russell Wilson will be my starting quarterback this year.
Wow. Well, what's Russell
Well, it
Wilson?
depends how much money you got, because now you just told us.
Now you just told us. Yeah, and Russell Wilson has been consistently extremely good. He's the only reason why the Seahawks have been relevant, because after they lost all their defense, not all of them, but most of them, the majority of them, they lost, what's his name in San Francisco? Earl Thomas
Sherman, yeah.
Hopefully he's in jail somewhere.
Well, Earl Thomas just got dropped by the Ravens for
just got dropped.
some misdemeanor. It looks like he's going to the Cowboys.
Well, he beat up one of their players, right? One of their more beloved
He sounds
players.
like a complete shithead to have in
No,
the team.
you know what it sounds like? It sounds, and this is
He's such a good player, but
and this is it. That's why. That's partially what's going
a loose
on.
cannon.
Not a loose cannon, man. The problem is, right? him as his individual player, he's been lauded for all this time, being like, oh yeah, he's one of the best. He was one of the best players at Texas. That's why he went so high in the draft, right? So this guy's been getting his ass kissed the whole time, right? So any organization, college, pro, they've been like, whatever you want, Earl. We ain't gonna piss off Earl. Don't piss off Earl. That sounds stupid to say. Earl, don't piss off Earl.
My name is Earl.
Yeah, my name is Earl. Yo, so he come in late. Listen, Earl, come on, man. Come on, Earl. You know, Pete Carroll be like, you know what time you're supposed to be here, Earl. Come on, man.
Well,
sit down.
Props to the Ravens for
It wasn't management. It wasn't management. It was the players that demanded he was
absolutely,
released.
yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Of course.
So he had been in a situation where everybody's been acquiescing to him, and now he's got to fit in to a team, and they're like, nah, man, we ain't.
The Cowboys don't want him, but that's where he's pushing to go, and it goes with what you said, that he gets what he wants. He's had his ass kissed all of his life. He'll be going to the Cowboys.
Well, he's a Texas guy. Like I said, not only Longhorns, which is basically like Texas.
Yep.
It's like a pro football team for everybody that didn't make it in Texas. But if you didn't make it to the pros, going to the Longhorns is the second best thing that happened to you in your life. That's like carte blanche to do. I mean, you weren't paying for no meals if you played for the Longhorns. Yeah, you play for the Longhorns in the state of Texas. Like Vince Young, that motherfucker will never have to work again in his life. Just because he was on that been associated with that program, he's going to be able to eat, man. So I hope Earl gets picked up. I personally don't care if he doesn't. He's made enough money, been an asshole, squandered his opportunity. I have no sympathy for him. So with that being said, since they got rid of people like that in Seattle, what's his name? Russell Wilson has been thriving. And I really like that young guy that got this fucking
Metcalf,
DJ Metcalf, this fucking
3%
specimen. This guy,
body fat.
if they
3%
get it
body
together, I mean, he looked all right last year. He made a few key catches in a few key games.
he was good.
Came
he
up
was
big.
good last year. I don't think he's necessarily going to break out this year. I think Lockett's still going to get the share of the
Yeah,
passes.
I think so too.
Carson was good last year.
And they got that good that good tight end, number 47, who barely, if he would have crossed that line when he crossed that football at the end, they would have been the second seed instead of being the wild card game in the playoffs. Because you remember
Disley?
not Disley, number 47. It's got a like Mecklenburger or Macklenburger or some shit like that.
Oh, okay. So who's your candidate, your expectation for MVP?
MVP, man, because of this, like I said, because of the situation, it favors those who have been in a system that they've been in for years and years and years. And I'm going to go with I'm going to go with my boy Patrick Mahomes. Again, I'm going to have a repeat MVP because he's the familiarity with the system. They've been in it. Nothing's changed, even though they replaced a few players here and there in terms of the offensive strategy. The play calling, Bieniemy's still there. What's his name? Big Red. Andy Reid is still there. Ain't nothing gonna change, man. And he just signed that contract.
They all got paid. Kelsey
got paid.
Got signed. They all got paid.
They did a great thing in paying Tyreek Hill the year before that.
Yeah.
So listen, that team is there's nothing stopping them except injuries. And if they're barring any injuries, Chiefs win back-to-back MVP trophies for Mahomes.
That'd be nice. Well, it wasn't back-to-back. Lamar Jackson got it last year.
No, I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, that's right.
MVP trophy in the game.
Super Bowl MVPs, right? Super Bowl MVP, back-to-back Super Bowl MVP, back-to-back Super Bowl titles.
Damian Williams.
Yeah, it should have, obviously. But these are the politics. Mahomes is more marketable. Yeah.
That third and 15 to Tyreek
that was one play. He was doing so poorly.
But it even wasn't that good though, because Tyreek Hill had to stop and wait for the ball.
Well, no, this was the play. I think they called it Wasp, and it's where he would split out, stop, and then
come back to the ball.
His speed, his acceleration, is ridiculous.
I can't remember a faster player I've seen in the NFL. But yeah, what were you saying, Giles?
MVP, Giles.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to go Lamar Jackson again. I think he's going to do it. I mean, you've got to go for a quarterback there hasn't been a quarterback. There hasn't been a non-quarterback winner since Adrian Peterson in 2012.
And he was cold.
2012.
He didn't win it outright. He was a cold.
Is that when he was with the Vikings?
Yeah. But he was cold. He won that with I want to say Peyton Manning.
So you got the top guys are, so you got Mahomes is a favorite, Lamar Jackson second, Russell Wilson third, Tom Brady fourth.
Oh, that's stupid.
Brady
Brady's going to have a Brady season. He's not going to throw many interceptions. He's going to make over 3,500-4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, but
they're going to be kissing his ass if they're winning. They're going to be kissing his ass.
Bruce Arians is a real attacking-minded offensive coach.
I really like that strategy.
Oh, he's great.
I just wish he had a quarterback before that wasn't throwing the ball to the other team 50 times, but you know how it goes.
It would be fun to see Brady and Gronk just hooking up.
But
again.
Gronk's last season, they were
awful, man.
Awful. They were terrible.
He also hasn't had a full season since like fucking years.
And he hasn't not been injured.
Exactly.
So this year, I think he's going to come back. He's been rested. He hasn't been playing in a long time. He's been doing like yoga and beach volleyball and all that bullshit.
But is he going to be the starting tight end? They've still got
no,
OJ
he's gonna
Howard.
be sharing. Yeah, he's going to be sharing time with OJ Howard.
Like they've got three good tight ends there.
I just think they'll be doing double tight end sets.
I think Gronk will be more of a guard for Brady rather than a catching tight end.
That they wouldn't bring him there to be, blocking. I mean, that's not his game.
Yeah, he'll be catching it in.
That's what I'm saying. So they'll be doing a lot of what in football parlance you call double tight end sets.
Yeah.
So instead of using 3 wide receivers, take off one of the wide receivers, you put 2 tight ends, and basically you're just running. They're running against the linebackers.
Yeah,
and which is an easy win for them. So it's back to what we were saying earlier. Brady, don't expect no bombs. Don't expect 78 touchdowns. Down the middle, down the field. Always going to be short, intermediate stuff, tight end sets, out the running backs. But they win. Win's a win. They make it to the playoffs. I'm predicting the Buccaneers at least 11 wins this year, at least at a minimum.
Wow. Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Chiefs.
I told you the Chiefs.
Yeah,
they're the best team position. The least amount of upheaval in the offseason. They got continuity at the management in terms of the head coach, the offensive coordinator. Most of the players, they're best set up to repeat.
And like with Tyrann Mathieu at the back, like their defense isn't like they're not really heavily weighted on the offense. The defense can match up with Chris Jones in the line. He's very good with as I said, Tyrann Mathieu at the back.
Hold on, y'all. We got to take a call. We got a call. Hello, Pak. Pak.
Boleh cek foto?
Ya, ada kaleng besar.
Ya.
You could mute
Ada?
this
Ya.
call,
Yes. Take photo, Mr. Tito.
Oh, photo. Okay, kirim photo, ya.
You're just losing listeners.
Terima kasih, Pak. Terima kasih. All right.
It's like Joe
That was our
Rogan
beer.
taking an Uber call, right?
That was our
Jesus
beer.
Christ.
Fuck's sake.
Hey, man, just add some little flavor.
Professional as always.
Add a little flavor to the show.
On
Look at
time,
that. See?
taking calls.
That's what the driver wanted to show me. So that's what we got.
The message couldn't do that.
Showing me the goodness.
Better be
Yes.
cold.
It better be cold, too. I'm going to beat his
Colder
ass.
than my ex-wife.
Ooh, she cold. That bitch cold. Yo, man, we running over an hour. So check this out, man. We're going to take a really quick, very small break. So everybody, we got all our bus, booms, sleepers out. We got them out, right?
Yep.
Yep.
We're done.
Everybody got them? All right, we're going to come back and we're going to do our check this out. And then we're going to end the show.
I had a big sleeper. Oh, well, I'm leaving it because it's my pick.
So check it out. Check it
Yeah,
out.
I didn't give it all away.
No, I didn't.
No way.
Check it out. All right, we'll be right back. More Black and the Brit. Stay tuned.
Hello, everyone. Talking shit about other people. 'Cause I'm definitely not white. I'm more black than I am white. I'm more black than I am white. Black and the Brit. Black and the Brit. Black and the Brit. Black and the Brit.
A little something. A little something. With that being said, with that being said, fill libations and refill your cup.
Cracking open a cold bintang. blah, 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 blah. More and more hate. Yeah. No one's going to get offended by anything that I want to say. I just think it's just stupid.
That doesn't make sense, though.
Right, here we go.
All right, we are back. This is it. Final segment. Check this out. Yo, what's
All
up,
right.
man?
I got one. It comes
What
from...
you got, man?
It's from last year. It's called 7 Worlds, 1 Planet. It's a BBC documentary. So David Attenborough narrates it, as always. And I just finished actually watching the last episode yesterday. And it goes all across all 7 continents of the world, and it just shows you the diversity, the biodiversity, and it just really shows you how amazing this planet is. And it really makes you think about all the shit that we do to it.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
So, like, seeing all this, like, we all live in Indonesia. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. 17,000 islands, and every island you go to, you always find trash everywhere in the water and on the beaches. And it's really sickening that it's us that's causing all this terrible thing. And it makes you wonder, being like, if we weren't around, how amazing this place would be and how it would look.
All right, well, you got that one.
7 Worlds, 1 Planet.
7 Worlds, 1 Planet.
BBC documentary.
Is Mike Tyson in that one?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
7 Worlds, 1 Planet.
All right, 7 Worlds, 1 Planet, and 1 life. All right, I'm going to say, check this out. Yo, man, it's a series that I fell into, a rabbit hole, another wormhole. Girl from Ipanema. It's a Brazilian telenovela on Netflix. I really enjoyed that shit, man. I don't care what nobody say. If you got a problem with it, kiss my ass. Brazilian telenovela. Girl from Ipanema. Girls from Ipanema. It's got subtitles, but check it out. You lazy motherfuckers, man. If you ain't gonna read a book, at least read the subtitles. Low down dirty bastards. All right, check that out.
Talking about lazy people.
I'm talking about people like you. Don't want to read the subtitles. Don't want to read the articles. Don't want to read anyway.
I was on time, though.
Listen, man. Don't be bringing up old shit. All right, Luke. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so you texted me in a week and said, could I plan something? So a series, two seasons so far. The second season was released on Netflix a couple of weeks ago, but it's a series called Dirty John. First series was about a guy called John Meehan, who just basically deceives women into giving him money and was just a shitbag. The second one is based around a woman called Betty Broderick, and it's starring Christian Slater, and it's a great 8-part series, all based on a true story. And in these times it's good, something that's quite an eye opener to things that go on around the world, things that go on in America. Check it out.
Excellent,
man. Well, we're wrapping up this show. This has been an especially special show. I hope you guys find some of our family advice useful, and please don't bet your house on it. This is purely for entertainment purposes only. I want to remind you that nobody knows shit. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So with that being said, I want to thank Luke.
Cheers. Thanks for having me.
Thank Luke for coming on.
And you know what? We're winning.
We are winning, man. We are winning. Thank you, President Trump. We had a little message from the president. We are winning, and I hope you guys win in your fantasy drafts. Upcoming, when is ours? Ours is this Friday. Well, we got
next
Saturday.
Week
Saturday.
5 p.m. Today.
So it's going to be fun. Like I said, get your mock drafts in. And
mock drafts are definitely
practice.
Good practice, right? Give you good practice.
Understanding of the values.
How
of the
much
players.
money?
Get your mock drafts in and just get ready, man. And I wish everybody at least a successful fantasy football season. Well, let's hope the players stay alive. That would help. And
fuck the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Fuck the Raiders, man. They ain't in Oakland no more, so
exactly.
Fuck them. All right, y'all. That's been this week's episode of the Black and the Brit, ladies. I hope to see both of you guys next week when we come back with less sportsy stuff. Hey, you guys take care. Don't forget, wash your hands, wash your ass. And that's it.
All right.
Black and the Brit. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
All right. Bye-bye.
Alpha males are back. Boy, back. And the alpha males are back.
Just as delicious as you can imagine.
The alpha males are back.
just want to degrade the white man.
Alpha